Yeah. Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Joseph here for a Monday evening video right here on the Peter Joseph channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now to this channel and my other 4 main channels. If you think there's more, you're a liar. But my 4 main channels, which are down below in the description box below. So sub to them now. And don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're real, if you're not, you need a serious life and you need your head examined. But if you're an actual real person, then you can do that. But if you're fake or playing yourself off as real, then you're out of here. You're blocked. But I digress. Anyway, so follow me on social media. And don't forget to share the video all over the internet. Most importantly, tap and slap that bell. You know what to do with it. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn thing. And if you do, well, you're SOL. And you know what that means. Ha ha ha! And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. And we move on. So like, share, subscribe. And if you want, leave a comment. And that's pretty much it. As we move on with that. Alright, we got Monday Night Raw coming up at the top of the hour, about 52 minutes away. The go-home show before this Saturday afternoon's Money in the Bank pay-per-view from Jolly Old London Love. So, see what happens with that. We got Dom Dom and Cody Rhodes in a, they're going to have a segment tonight. I think tonight or Friday Night SmackDown is supposed to be a women's summit for their women, their Money in the Bank women's ladder match. So we got all the women in there. See what happens with that. Probably have to do something with Mommy Rhea Ripley, and you know all that other good stuff tonight on Monday Night Raw. Your 3-hour cure for insomnia. So it's pretty much what it is, and that's pretty much it. All right. So I hope everybody had a great day, getting close to the end of June. So thank you for watching right here on the channel. My name is Peter Joseph, and if you didn't know that by now, your tribal god. Your worst nightmare come true. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so as the title below says, it is time, and I wanted to go live with this, but I was like, you know what, let me just hold off on it. Maybe go live tomorrow, I don't know. But I mean, we'll see what happens with that. We're trying to go back to going live, but, you know, people just can't learn to shut their mouths and leave me alone. Then they'll get in humongous trouble, and it just proves that they're hypocrites. So, I have nothing else to say to them. Let them have their little fun, and play the little games, because the games are over. They lost. I'm still here. So, it is what it is. So anyway, right now, it is time for your late and out-of-date Forbidden Door 2 review. Alright, Forbidden Door came your way last night from Toronto, Canada. And it was, as advertised, an amazing show. 2 matches, were really 3 matches of the night. A new champion was crowned. Some surprises, some as expected, but still a great show. And a match, one of the matches of the night is not going to be topped by anything this year. I don't think so. And it's not the pay-per-view of the year, but it's up there. So Forbidden Door 2 delivered, and that's pretty much it. So let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. All right, so we had Kevin Kelly, Excalibur, Taz, and the legendary Tony Baloney at ringside, along with Chris Charlton from New Japan. I didn't even see him, but okay. No JR, obviously, you know, healing up. So we'll probably hear him on Rampage this Friday night. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so we started off with the pre-show, 0 Hour. We had a couple of matches on there. So the first match was the Mogul Embassy, led by my good friend, the real Prince of the Prophecy, and that is Prince Nana. As he comes out with Swerve Strickland and the Gates of Agony. And the Machine, Brian Cage, the 6-man tag team champions of Ring of Honor. They take on Chaos of the Best Friends, Trent and Chucky T, along with Rocky Romero and El Desperado. Pretty decent match. The Mogul Embassy get the win after Brian Cage comes back in for an F5 into a Gilmore Kata bang by Mr. Swerve. Stop stealing my move, bitch. And then he hits a Swerve Stomp. 1, 2, 3, I believe on El Desperado, I guess it was. But in any case, it was a decent opener. And I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then match number 2, Owen Hart Women's Tournament first round match on the right side. Billy Starks from GCW taking on the Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena. Pretty decent match, but is anybody really going to beat Athena? No, it wasn't going to be Billy Starks, I should say. So Athena gets the win with a spinning gut buster. 1, 2, 3, she gets the win. And she faces Willow Nightingale, who won on Collision on Saturday night. So that match is now official for the semifinals, which begins, I believe, this coming week. And we'll see what happens with that. Wednesday, we got Dr. Britt Baker, DMD baby, against Ruby Soho. The winner of that faces Sky Blue. So we'll probably see Sky Blue versus Athena. I really can't see Britt Baker versus Athena. I just can't see that. But then again, you never know in these tournaments. And that's pretty much it for that. So I gave that match, once again, 2.5 out of 5 stars. Match number 3, we had El Phantasmo against Stu Grayson with the Righteous of Vincent and Dutch at ringside. Once again, Stu Grayson, being with Dutch and Vincent, part of the Righteous now. He's doing some good shit right now, leaving those idiots of the Dark Order. So he gets the win after hitting a old school version of DDP's old pancake, which kind of led into the Gilmore Cutter. So actually, El Phantasmo won the match. I'm sorry, I thought Stu Grayson won the match, but whatever. So El Phantasmo gets the win, and I didn't give a shit about the match. So 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Move on. And then we get to our final match on the pre-show. We had United Empire of Jeff Cobb, Matanza Cueto, TJ Perkins, and Kyle Fletcher taking on Los Ingobernables de Japón of Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Hiromu Takahashi, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. Pretty good match. Los Ingobernables de Japón get the win after they hit Made in Japan, finishing off TJ Perkins. 1, 2, 3. So Naito's group gets the win. That makes me very happy. And that's all I gotta say about that. So, again, most of the pre-show, pretty solid. And all the matches got 2.5 out of 5 stars. So that was it. Alright, then we start the pre-show. And we had 9 matches on the show. I went 7-2. That's not bad. Should have went 9-0, but it is what it is. So we start off with match number 1 for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi, the Ace. Still needs to retire, or at least take some time off to heal up, because he is broken down, he is old, and I think it's time to either hang up the boots or I don't know. But still, it was a pretty decent opener. MJF, playing around doing his stupid shit. Tanahashi, moving around slowly as usual. But he worked on the knee of MJF, locks in the Texas Cloverleaf, and MJF had a bail to the ropes. We get twist and shout into the sling blade by Tanahashi. Sets up for a high fly flow, which only got raised knees. As they both down, MJF rolls outside, grabs the AEW World Title, but then Bryce, the referee, says, no, you can't use that. Tanahashi grabs a fruit blow-up, and he had the pin if Bryce was not being an idiot. But then he turns around, 1, 2, kick out. And then Max knocks Tanahashi into Bryce for a little bit. Then MJF hits Tanahashi with the Dynamite Diamond Ring. He still has that. But anyway, knocks him out. MJF goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3 to retain the AEW World Title. Obviously, he was going to win because there's no way that Tanahashi, of all people, were going to win and bring that back to Japan. But in any case, MJF uses his stupidity and his cheating to continue to win. And this is the second pay-per-view in a row that MJF has started the pay-per-view. So I can only imagine what number he's going to be at All In. That's coming up in August, all the way at the end of August. But we'll see who he faces by then. I do see him and Adam Cole getting a rematch, probably after this blind elimination tournament stops, which probably be sometime around next month or early August. I think they might win, God forbid. Then he beat FTR for the titles. Oh, that'll be bad. Then they lose them probably to like some schmuck team like the Gun Club or something like that. Who knows? But we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on with that. Alright, so MJF gets the win. Match I gave 3 out of 5 stars. It was okay. So, goodbye MJF. Go do something. And that's pretty much it. Let me move on with that. Alright, match number 2. Men's Owen Hart Tournament first round on the left side. We had the man himself, CM Punk, taking on the legend Satoshi Kojima. Laniato! So, this was a pretty decent match. Nothing great. Punk got heavily booed by the crowd, because it's not in Chicago, so he's going to get booed everywhere, including this Wednesday and Friday night and Saturday night in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. And then when they go to New Jersey in July, in a couple of weeks, actually, he's definitely getting booed in Jersey at that shithole called The Rock, the Prudential Center. That shithole. But it is what it is. So, kind of back and forth match. He went in the corner, started going, Kojima! Blah, blah, blah. Goes to the GTS, gets broken up. Kojima fires off the, pissed E-Honda-like Street Fighter chops. Hits the Koji cutter, not like the Gilmore cutter. Drops Punk. Then he goes to the Lariato, gets counted into a neckbreaker for a near fall. Punk goes to the GTS again. That gets blocked again. And then Kojima hits a brain buster for a near fall. Punk then gets up, kicks him right in the head. Then he picks him up. This time, the third time's the charm for Punk. Hits the GTS, knocks him out. 1, 2, 3. CM Punk goes on to the semifinals, where he will most likely face Samoa Joe, as he will take on Mr. Roderick Strong this week. So, Punk Joe 4 incoming, and it's going to be a banger. And we'll see what happens with that. And we move on with that. So, gave the match 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. Alright, match number 3 for the AEW International title, or the IC belt. We had my good friend, freshly squeezed Orange Juice, Orange Cassidy, taking on Zack Sabre Jr., the New Japan Television Champion, Katsuyori Shibata, the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, and the Dancing Fool himself, Daniel Garcia. So, and only Cassidy's title was on the line. So this was a pretty good match. back and forth submissions. Shibata figure fours Cassidy until Garcia made the save, grabbed a hold of his own. So they go back and forth through most of it. Cassidy and Shibata sit down, slap each other. That was kind of cool. And then we get an orange punch. Drops Shibata. And Cassidy's all banged up with his hand to make the cover. So he hits the beach break for a near fall. Tries to lock in the mouse trap to Zack Sabre Jr. It gets countered into a double arm trap. And they had to make the save. Zack pulls Cassidy back into the hold until Shibata makes the save. And then all four men are in the ring, beating the crap out of each other. Garcia hits a power driver on Zack Sabre Jr. Shibata hits the penalty kick on Garcia, and it was good. And then Orange Cassidy steals the win after Shibata was about to win the belt. So Cassidy pins his not say protege, his trainer, his mentor, Shibata. 1, 2, 3. He retains the All International title. I was hoping there'd be a change. Maybe Garcia would have won the belt, but I guess not, because Shibata and Garcia are going to continue their feud till Death Before Dishonor. Zack's going back to Japan to do the G1. So I guess it was obvious that Cassidy was going to win the belt. He is the workhorse of AEW right now with that belt. I don't know who's going to beat him, but somebody will. I think it's going to be Miro. I really think it's going to be Miro. But then again, we never know. We'll see what happens with that. So, pretty good match. I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. We move on. Match number 4 for the IWGP. How much time I got? Okay, we got time. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. We got the man himself, Sanada! Takes on Jungle Man Jack Perry, who came out with Send for the Man. Get in here, Hook. Comes out with Hook. So Jungle Hook still back in action. This match was okay. Nothing great. They start chopping it out. Jungle Boy gets in the skull end on Sanada. Looked like he was about to win the belt. But Sanada was sent over the ropes. Sanada's right back with a TKO for a near fall. Goes to the moonsault. That don't work. No water in the pool for you, sir. Jungle Boy then snaps out a poison Rana. Sanada comes right back with a swinging skull end. Creepy. Then he hits a poison Rana, which sets up the Shining Wizard for a near fall. Then he goes up top, hits a beautiful moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Sanada retains the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, obviously, because he's going to be in the G1. So, we get that. So, a little bit of a controversial ending because the referee, I don't know who, I think it was Rick Knox, or might have been Aubrey, I don't know. But they were checking to see if both men's shoulders were down. Well, the shoulders were down, and he makes the 1, 2, 3, but the bell didn't ring at first, and then he goes, "Yo, ring the bell, ring the bell." I'm like, what the fuck? So I don't know what happened there. It might have been a ref botch, but still, Sanada picks up the victory and retains the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Pretty decent match. I gave 3 out of 5 stars. So after the match, Jungle Boy looks banged up after that moonsault. Hook's helping him up the ramp. And then they turn around. Hook raises his hand. They cheer. Then, as I called it, Jungle Man Jack Perry turns on Hook, and Taz was pissed. He's like, Jack, what the fuck? Holy shit, what the fuck? And then the fans like, you fucked up! You fucked up! And that's that. So, looks like we're going to get Jungle Man Jack Perry as a heel now, taking on Hook for the FTW World title. And that's a great title anyway. So, Hook is going to finally lose. That undefeated streak is going bye-bye pretty soon. And I think Jungle Man Jack Perry will win our trinket belt. And that's pretty much it. So we move on. And then we go to commentary. Taz takes off his glasses, and he is, legit I legit pissed. This was not storyline. He was pissed. It was his boy, his baby boy. You know, they were friends for so long. Jungle Hook. Got to know each other, and Jack Perry thinks he's a tough guy and knocked out Hook. I would be pissed too if my son got beat up like that. I would be pissed. I would take Jack Perry down to Red Hook, brother, and show him what a real man is. Not like that. But I would fuck him up. That's what I think Hook's gonna do to Jungle Boy when he sees him next. He's going to fuck him up. If not him, it's gonna be Taz. Even though Taz can't wrestle. But it is what it is, and that's that. So we move on with that. Alright, so 4 matches down, 4-0. There you go. Alright, after that, match number 5, the 10-man tag team war between the Blackpool Cook Club, John Moxley, Wheeler Utah, Claudio Castagnoli, the Ring of Honor World Champion, the sexy man himself, Kensuke Takeshita, and Shota Umino, the shooter. They take on the elite of the Hung Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, and that cowboy, Adam Page, who's about to do some cowboy shit. They team up with the crazy fuck himself, Eddie Kingston, and the Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii. You know it's Ishii. But anyway, it is what it is. Blah, blah, blah. So it starts off with Takeshita and Shota Umino. Umino takes Page into the corner, pats him on the chest a little bit to annoy the Hangman. Takeshita comes in, takes over, only for the Bucks to come in, pick up the pace. We get a neckbreaker, backbreaker combo, hits Wheeler Utah. As I think it was Nick Jackson tells him, "See you in hell!" Great song, by the way. And then Eddie Kingston comes in, and then Moxley comes in. The fans are like, "Yeah! It's gonna be great!" So they go at it for a little bit. They don't really do anything, but blah, blah, blah. And then it started getting really, really chaotic. We got a heart attack attempt by the Blackpool Cup Club. Takeshita comes back. The Bucks start firing off the super kicks. Super kick party! We get a Blue Thunder Bomb by Takeshita on Matt for a near fall. Wheelbarrow suplex on Matt for a near fall. Claudio's swing of doom on Matt into Yuta's dropkick, so they hit the KRS-One, made famous by this group, the Kings of Wrestling, Claudio and Mr. Chris Hero. Who's your hero? Chris Hero. Chris is not going to be happy with that. I already told him about that. He is not happy. I'll tell you the truth. That's the truth. He is not happy. But I digress. That gets a near fall as everybody makes the save. And then Nick broke up something. Wheeler Utah, from Wheeler Utah, because Wheeler Utah is the type of guy that tries for a move and fails. And then Ishii comes in, and everything breaks down. Moxley hits a Gilmore Kata! Bang! I'm going to have to start suing. No, I'm not. He hits that on Ishii, but the Bucks come in and super kick him. And super kick their problems away. Get out of here, Moxley. Without the explosion this time. And then Wheeler Utah ducks the buckshot lariat, but Ishii takes his head off with a lariato of his own. Then he picks him up, picks Wheeler, or was that Wheeler? Yeah, picks up Wheeler Utah and hits the King Kong Brain Buster. 1, 2, 3, the elite, Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii get the win. And there you go. So, match was pretty damn good. Gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Let me move on. Alright, after the match, Eddie isn't having anything to do with the Bucks. Or even Ishii. I mean, Ishii is your friend, right? So he leaves. As he didn't want to hurt Moxley. So, that's his best friend, you know. I don't know what's going to come of that, but I guess we'll have to find out on Dynamite this Wednesday night. And we move on. Alright. Almost done. Alright, match number 6 for the AEW Women's title. We had the beautiful, lovely, hot ass. She's got an ash. Toni Storm, along with Saraya Knight and Ruby Soho. She takes on everybody's favorite fat, fun girl, Willow Nightingale, the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's Champion. Her title was not on the line. So, it was an okay match, but I knew there was going to be so much interference in this match with Saraya and Ruby. They kind of get involved a little bit. But it was still a pretty decent match. Toni hits the running sexy hip attack, not like Asuka hits it though, into a DDT for a near fall. Willow pulls her into an Indian deathlock circa 1926. That gets broken up, and then Willow hits the pounce! Period. Sending Toni to the outside, but Toni comes right back with a good old Rowdy Piper-like poke in the eye. And then I don't know how she hit it. Storm Zero. 1, 2, 3. Toni Storm retains the AEW Women's World title in 11 minutes. What are you going to do? I don't even know who's going to beat Toni at this point. Unless somebody turns, or it might be Britt Baker. Even though Britt doesn't want the belt. Who's it going to be? Might be Thunder Rosa, but then again, I don't know. But anyway, Toni Storm retains the belt, and I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. And I remain undefeated until this match. Match number 7. Clearly the match of the night. Clearly the match of the fucking year. For the IWGP United States title, we have Will Ocean Spray Ospreay with Don Callis. I don't know why he came out. And to 2 security guards, I might add. He takes on Kenny by God Omega. Mwah! Bang! And that's pretty much it. This match was not AJ Styles phenomenal, but it was phenomenal. It was epic. Dave Meltzer had a fucking attack in his pants with his small cock. But we all know Dave Meltzer's a mark. As MJF would say, a fucking mark. He got owned by my good friend. Well, not my good friend, but he got owned by Del X-Man. Ha! That's sad, dude. That's sad. But anyway, Don Callis tries to get involved. And he gets, you're out of here. He gets sent to the back. And then he comes back later in the match. But this felt like a rerun of their match in Japan, where Kenny put Ospreay through the table, his face first through the table. Crazy shit. So Ospreay is like, oh, you want to do that? Put him through the table. Kenny's busted wide open. Then he hits the V-trigger on the floor, grabs the Canadian flag from the fan, and does a Shawn Michaels 1997. Wipes his ass, puts it under his leg and wipes his ass. Blows his nose with it. Good job there, Will. But I digress on that. And then, Kenny comes back, beats the fuck out of Ocean Spray, busts him wide open on the steps, like knocking his head right into the steps. He's busted wide open. Then he hits a Jake the Snake Roberts DDT on the steps. It was sick. Blood flowing from both men. Kenny hits the V-trigger. Ospreay grabs a standing Spanish fly for a near fall. Then he locks in a very horrible-looking sharpshooter. I mean, if you can't do the sharpshooter and you can't mock it incorrectly, don't use it. So Kenny got some ropes. Ospreay pulled him back in and switches to the crossface, so that made the Canadians even more mad. Fuck Benoit. But I digress. Ospreay kicks Kenny in the head a couple times. Goes to the Os Cutter. and it was blocked. Omega hits some snapdragons. Then a power driver gives Kenny a near fall. Then a V trigger to the back. Goes for a super one-wing angel. That gets countered into a cheeky Nando's type kick. And then it kept going back and forth. Ospreay hits the one-wing angel. Kenny goes for it again, and Ospreay gets the screwdriver from Don Callis, who came back behind the referee's back. Then he hits the hidden blade into Stormbreaker. Kenny, I don't know how he kicked out. And then at 2. And then Ospreay picks him up, hits the one-winged angel. Kenny kicks out at 1. The fans like, what? And then Ospreay hits Tiger Driver 91. Oh, Kenny's neck was like, oh. And then he hits Hidden Blade into the Stormbreaker. Finally, after 39 minutes, we have a new IWGP champion, and that is Will Ocean Spray Ospreay. Match was phenomenal. 5 out of 5, if not 10 out of 10. Holy shit, this match was great. Match of the fucking year, match of the night. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright, I'm gonna quickly finish up. Match number 8, Sting, Darby Allin, and Naito taking on the Suzuki Gods, Jericho, Suzuki, and Sammy Guevara, Spanish God. Sammy hit a 630 on Sting through the table, but in the end, Naito and Sting beat up on Minoru Suzuki. Then we get an atomic drop into a roll-up. Come on. That finishes up Minoru Suzuki 1, 2, 3. Match wasn't really that good, coming off that hot match with Ospreay and Kenny. So this was a cool-down match, and I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then on the media scrum, Jericho and Sammy are going to take on Darby and Sting in a Texas Tornado match. I care less, and that's it. Alright, then we go to your main event real quick. Bryan Danielson and Okada. Danielson comes out to the final countdown. I marked the fuck out. Circa Ring of Honor 2008. Holy shit. This was a great match. Danielson somehow beats Okada by locking in some type of shoulder trap, and Okada tapped out. Double arm crank. Okada, it was like, tap. 27.5 minutes. But still, a great match. 4.5 out of 5 stars for that. And this pay-per-view was great. I have nothing else bad to say about it. So I gave it a solid 8.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think down below. And that's pretty much it. Alright, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm Peter Joseph signing off. And if you don't like that, well, fuck you, man. And I'm out. See you on Raw. Peace.